The RC version of the new iOS 26.6 is finally here. iOS 26.6 has been on beta for 2 months now, and it's finally coming out to the public next week. Now the RC is here, which is the last big update to iOS 26.6 for the testers before Apple moves on and releases this to the public, which in my opinion will happen next Monday. So either on the 27th, maybe on the 28th, one of these dates will be the time that Apple releases iOS 26.6 to the public. In my opinion, it will be July the 27th. And even though it's a 0.6 update, it is not that big, but it still has some really interesting new additions, new features that Apple brings to iOS users. Now the new build number for iOS 26.6 will be 23G71. This is actually the build number of the RC and will most likely be the build number for iOS 26.6 once it's out to the public, if Apple actually doesn't release any other update during these days. If they will, of course there will be a new build number. So what's actually new with this update, and what are some of the cool new things that your device can do? Let me show you guys one that I think is really interesting, and you will even see it right here on the update page. It says that this update, of course, it includes bug fixes and security updates, and it optimizes the Spotlight Index to prepare for iOS 27. This is probably the biggest change and the most important change for iOS users with iOS 26.6. Now, if you're on iOS 27 beta, if you haven't saw the first one, you know that indexing will take quite a lot of time. My device has been on indexing for like maybe a week or so, and it will, of course, you can use your devices normally, but it's working in the background to optimize Siri and search, and of course it will have an impact on your battery and your overall experience using your iPhone, and of course it will take time for you to be able to use the full new Siri features on iOS 27, but not with iOS 26.6. Basically, what it's doing here is that it's doing the job before you move on to iOS 27. Now, this is how optimizing Siri and search, basically indexing, looks on iOS 27. But you won't see this because once you update to iOS 26.6, your device will go through this process. So by the time iOS 27 gets out to the public, your device will be ready for updating and of course ready to use the full new features of the new Siri AI. Now, another really cool thing that your device will be able to do on iOS 26.6 is this right here. Show you pop-ups for malicious messages. Now, basically, once it detects that like a message is something that it's trying to scam you or do harm to your data or your privacy, it will show you this pop-up right here. And you can see Apple detected a message from a sender who might be trying to harm your iPhone or compromise your privacy. And you will be able to share these data with Apple right here. This is actually super useful so that you know at any time that your device might actually be in danger from a message that someone has sent. And you know this happens a lot with iMessage. You get like different links or maybe different files that might compromise your data, maybe your accounts and stuff like that. Now with this update, you will be able to get these pop-ups on your device that actually do help a lot. And here is another pop-up that you get on iOS 26.6. This is basically iOS letting you know that you have reached the block contacts limit. Now what this does is that once you have reached that number, it shows you this pop-up here, and it asks you to actually remove a block contact in settings to be able to add another one. Now this is actually super useful if you're trying to block in contact and you don't know why it's not working. Then you get this pop-up letting you know what the problem is with your device. So as I said, iOS 26.6 is coming out most likely this upcoming Monday, July the 27th, and it's a great update. I suggest you update and of course get these cool new features, get most likely better battery life, a lot of improvements in the background, but also get your device ready for the new iOS 27. So that is it for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and found it helpful. Leave a like if you did, subscribe for more, and I'll see you on the next one.